Welcome back to Scope Portfolio. My name is Scoper Silas Atetfo. We're sorry for the hiccup that we had earlier. I hope this time our sound quality is the very best. I'm here with the Scoper Patrick Ayuk. He's the head of the Humanitarian Committee for SCOPE. Good evening, good day, Scoper Patrick. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Silas, Scoper Silas. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks very much for joining me on Scope Portfolio. I'm sorry we had that little problem earlier. I was explaining to our viewers that Scope Portfolio is a production of the Southern Cameroonian Congress of the People. This is a platform where we use to expose the activities of Scope. It's a portfolio, just a package of a lot of activities within our movement. So today I'm having the head of the Humanitarian Commission, SCCOPer Patrick Ayuk, who will be telling us a lot of what SCOPE has been doing as regards the humanitarian. As you all know, our movement is designed to fight for the restoration of the statehood of Southern Cameroon. And our people, our struggle have been met with a lot of high-handed military regime that has been killing our people, and humanitarian activism is something that cannot be ignored. But I can't say it for the head. He is here to say what SCOPE is doing. It's been 100 days of SCOPE, and we are excited that he is here to tell Ambazonians and the world over what SCOPE Humanitarian is all about. So thanks again for joining me, SCCOPer Patrick. I would like, first of all, to just find out from you, what did you make of our Secretary General's speech? What was his message to the Humanitarian Commission that you are heading? What did you get from his message, and what the future holds for SCOPE Humanitarian? SCCOPer Patrick? I'm sorry, I'm unable to. I'm unable to get SCCOPer Patrick. SCCOPer Patrick, can you hear me? 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 I think we are having a sound problem again. I'm not sure where that is coming from. SCCOPer Patrick, can you hear me? I'm sorry this is happening still. We're going to figure out what the real problem is, definitely. All these machines are like that. Earlier we could hear each other, and we are definitely missing something. SCCOPer Patrick, can you hear me? SCCOPer Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so we can ride on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, SCCOPer.
Yes, loud and clear. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. I'm able to hear you right now, so we can ride on. Can we ride on? Can we go ahead? Can we go ahead?
Let's go ahead.
Okay, probably it's just a delay, and we might have to manage that carefully. I think I lost SCCOPer Patrick. I might just have to wait for him again a few minutes. His connection probably is not the very best, and things like this happen from time to time, especially when our setting is not the very best. It's not like a grand studio where things happen. This is just a Facebook or a Facebook software that we just need to use, and definitely stuff like this is bound to happen. So let me try to reconnect again with my guest so we can continue with the show. Welcome back, Patrick. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I think this sounds even better than before, and I hope this is it. We are not going to have breakups anymore. So I'm glad you're back. Before the technical problem, I wanted to find out from you what you made of our Secretary General SCCOPer Roland Chebefo's thundering speech the other day of his assessment of what SCCOP 100 days have been all about. How what was his message to your department, and how did you view SCCOP entirely?
There is some noise. There is some noise in the background.
I can hear you clearly from my end. I don't know if you're still having the noise, because I can hear you clearly. Do you still hear the noise? Do you still hear the noise?
Thank you.
Patrick?
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead, comrade. Thank you so much. And you asked about not at all. Not at all. It's fine now. Not at all. It's fine.
Yes, right on, SCCOPer Patrick. Right on.
Okay, you talked about you talk about the presentation of SCOPE first 100 days, how our Secretary General Roland for mediation on. Okay, I'm going ahead. Yeah, thank you. So we yeah. The SCOPE humanitarian action actually went into a lot of activity. And as SCOPE humanitarian action is concerned, that we do in terms of humanitarian activity. But we must bear in mind that SCOPE is humanity. And if the link in SCOPE also about humanity, what we do as SCOPE
I think we are having a serious delay in our sound communication. So that is actually causing a lot of discordance with my communication with our guest. SCCOPer Patrick.
Yes.
Okay, so I think I can write on. I did not hear you properly when you were talking about the presentation by our Secretary General.
Okay, yes, there is a very big delay in sound. I speak and it goes back. Yeah. But can you hear me now? Okay. So should I write on?
Yeah, right on.
Okay. Okay, thank you. The presentation by our Secretary General actually highlighted on the 100 days of SCOPE activities. The sound quality, the sound is a problem.
Yes, the sound is actually a problem, and I believe it looks like our viewers are also getting the same problems. I cannot actually. Well, I'm seeing a couple of thumbs up on the Facebook page. Does that mean there is no hindrance on the viewer side? Because the guest and myself were unable to communicate. it looks like our viewers are also in the same problems. I cannot actually, well,
hear me now?
The Facebook page. Does that mean there is no hindrance on the viewer side?
Can you get SCCOPer?
Yes, and myself I'm going to communicate.
Can you get me now?
I'm getting you now, SCCOPer.
Okay, I remove my video program.
Okay, that sounds better. So let's do it without the earpiece.
Okay. All right, we're talking about the 100 days.
Our viewers are also in the same problem. I think there is a listening device on your side that needs to be turned down. The volume needs to be turned down. There is no hindrance on the viewer side.
Can you get SCCOPer? Get me now.
Right on, comrade.
All right, thank you. Can you get me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right, we're talking about launching of SCCOP first 100 days that was publicized and reported in the public by our Secretary SCCOPer, Roland Chebefo. And it talks about the 100 days of achievement of SCCOP. So SCCOP is not only a political or platform, but it's a social platform. And in that sense, it is a humanitarian platform that addresses humanitarian issues from refugee crisis to internally displaced to also exiles. And of course, the humanitarian angle of SCCOP tries to address issues that come with our desire to fight for the restoration of independence of Southern Cameroon. So if you look at the symbol of SCCOP and based on what we have presented, there is a catapult there, and a catapult simply represents togetherness because there is something to togetherness. It represents aggression to fight for restoration. That catapult also represents a hunting tool because as SCCOP, we are big hunters. We hunt with precision, and as a catapult is not scattered. It is well placed, and therefore SCCOP is an organization that does things with a lot of precision. And it's also, as I already said, that catapult is a hunting tool. So we would use catapult like a symbol for SCCOP for talk about humanity, the suffering of our people, and for talk about how we fit care for one another. Would use the catapult as a symbol of aggression. It will use a catapult as a hunting tool. That is why for the SCCOP beret, you see the catapult, which is the ideology of SCCOP. And you see, say, catapult, it not be scattered. Rubber gun need to be scattered. Rubber bond to be together. And therefore, as rubber gun, it bring about togetherness, which is the Ubuntu philosophy. Because SCCOP believes, say, for me to exist, you must also exist. This is where we must take care of one another. I for one, I for all, one for all. Now, the basic philosophy with that. So for this 100 days, I think, but I will highlight on the third aspect of SCCOP, where SCCOP try to look at organizations where they do well in terms of humanitarian action and support them seriously. And you need to support them by only offering them the needs, the way they need them for work.
Patrick, make I interrupt you. We'll get into the details of the matter, but another question, a few questions, and the way I want to make a driveway go for that area. I want to ask this question: why SCCOP? Why did it be necessary for SCCOP to get a humanitarian commission for within the organization? And then also because the moment we were there inside, plenty people then they be talk say this so now the moment of self-defense, and any other involvement was some kind of wastage. So why SCCOP decide for create a humanitarian angle for their quest for restoration?
Okay, SCCOP decide for bring about humanitarian angle because we realize and you notice SCCOP they do not things and way will lack for the restoration. We really only do existing things, but with the add things that we will lack, and where it will make our fight will be effective. And so the SCCOP humanitarian angle become as a result of detailed research, and we notice and say human security. It be very important for you for fight an effective and efficient fight. It be sure say many of our people, take for instance, our guys for Ground Zero, they be wounded without any medical attention. Comrade, they run enter Nigeria, they fall sick, for example, like Comrade Akuma, we died for Nigeria, without any form of support. You know, we get internally displaced people, women, they use leaves and other things for use as hygienic thing for their hygiene. So so this aspect they be lacking for the revolution. We get our prisoners in jail, people like Penn Terrence, Manto BBC, their families are there outside, they struggle. So this humanitarian need it be very important for effective fight. Besides that, we also get ourselves who are there on exile. Just look, for example, how they go into Nigeria, they just adopt SCCOP and the others, and no organization owned by Southern Cameroonians, it will be able for stand firm for stop the Nigerian authority for even drag them for court immediately the alarm blow. So this thing will look and say, even who are there for here, for South Africa or for Nigeria or for US or for United Kingdom will be vulnerable. And if you want to make them say, many people they fight this fight with a lot of their confidence, you can forgive them that human security. And
absolutely,
human security, it means yeah, you can forgive them that human security. Human security means waiting. Give them the support, give them the care when they get down, give them the protection when any La Republic agent get into that country for corrupt the representative of that country and try for arrest our people illegally. Humanitarian action get for intervene for stop that illegal arrest. If we become an institution for Nigeria, La Republic will find them difficult for do any rubbish for our people. We will not even get legal representative within the humanitarian wing. So that's why SCCOP come for humanitarian commission or humanitarian action committee. It come out for close this gap, for add this weak link into our revolution. So that our people, even our fallen heroes, even our fighters, even people with the on WhatsApp activists, they will be protected because we realize and say human security comes first before aggression, before commitment, before fighting. If you fight, you see and say, yeah, back no be covered, you no go fight. But when you see and say, yeah, back be covered, you go fight without fear nor favor. And so SCCOP humanitarian action, it be ready, it provide that platform to cover our people their back so that they go fight without fear nor favor.
Thank you very much there, SCCOPer Patrick. That one a very strong explanation where people the way they don't ask that question say or a waste of time for invest for humanitarian at this time where we're boy they need na granite. So I think say plenty of them they don't understand why we need the humanitarian aspect angle for this struggle. It must go hand in glove with whatever other activities and way would they do. And so right now, wait to be SCCOP understanding for the immediate needs them, humanitarian needs them for Ambazonians as far as this conflict be concerned. If you feel help, we just cite them say for year. Now the kind thing, the kind problem in this way, humanitarian assistance for ground zero or for ground one, ground two. Now the kind problem in this, which will be the kind problem that for people the way they watch, maybe for other countries the way they don't know it to happen, and if they know, sometimes some of them know exactly how they feel help we for do all that. So if we highlight some of the humanitarian needs them of this conflict as it stands right now.
Okay, the humanitarian needs them for this conflict is very overwhelming. And SCOPE come in with this humanitarian angle for help for deal with this problem. Unfortunately, SCOPE alone enough to do without external stakeholders like institutions or other humanitarian agencies, and of course by Ambazonian where they trust this project where SCOPE they try for carrying out. And if as it stands, we get more than 200,000 internally displaced people in Amazonia. You know, when you get a humanitarian arm, it visits people up to the grassroots level. These internally displaced people, especially women, you know, they need sanitary pads. Women, they need, even children, they need the right food, the right hygiene condition for live even without where they did, you know. So they need this support even for inside forest. Besides that, we need for show for the world, and I think that these people, they need that. Even our people in prison, they need support for down. Take, for instance, the people that don't die, like Samsoya, your family be this, so affected by the beheading of the head of the family. So what will happen for Samsoya family will begin the way they are alive. Now, immediate challenge we need for address some action. Our people, they don't be wounded. They therefore bush, they struggle come up for bush, enter inside Nigeria. Details like America. When America, there must be a humanitarian corridor for humanitarian assistance for people. Dimension for our struggle until SCOPE come up with this humanitarian deal with this problem.
Thank you very much.
That, we get so many refugees where they don't live just one second land on this. With the few say now only the people them for displaced people or refugee for Nigeria they be affected. Every Ambazonian activist, every Ambazonian way be vocal about this struggle now itself a refugee. Whether you get an American citizenship or whether you get a permanent resident for some country, you be ID holder for South Africa, you are a refugee or an exile where you need protection. You need to defend your rights. And as we stand, we get a tough challenge. We get so many Ambazonians because of the struggle, La Republic even refuse to extend their IDs, their passport, so that because why would it depend on La Republic passport? Now our right as occupied people forget La Republic passport until we get our territory fully, until we get our own travel document. That is a United Nations right. It's a United Nations right. That's a convention that we need. So when we talk, say, La Republic get for extend our passport, some naive people they will question say, no, when I don't get one country, we are still occupied people, occupied by a brutal regime. Well, it means these people they need, you need for live for that country. And this COVID humanitarian angle, it protect our people with that. So these are a lot of challenges. In a nutshell, we need support our exiles. When me and you will be vocal, and any other person anywhere in the world, whether in Asia, in Europe, in America, where you fight for this struggle, that person need legal support, he need humanitarian support, he need capacitation. Secondly, our internally displaced, they need support. There is a dire need of support for our people in the forest. Those that have lost their properties, those that have whose houses have been burned down, and those that have lost their family members. There is a lot of psychological trauma that only the Humanitarian Action Committee can do those issues and support our people seriously, so that they shouldn't think that they committed themselves in this struggle for nothing and they have been left behind. According to our Ubuntu spirit, nobody is supposed to be left behind. So that's why our internally displaced people should be top of our priority. Most importantly, our exiled people in Nigeria, they need to be capacitated. They need the right food. They need hygiene. They need the right sanitation. They need to live in a clean environment. Even in the forest, we need agencies to go into the forest and assist our people as people that have been displaced and they are lost. In a nutshell, that is why we are championing this cause, and we can never be successful without stakeholders like our people all over the world who are fine and who can make it a commitment to support this humanitarian action and therefore add a new and strong dimension into our revolution. And of course, make our fight to be more effective because there is human security angle of it that is being addressed.
Actually, SCCOPer Patrick, you drove me into this question that I already had in mind to ask you. even for big organizations, reach out into conflict zones is something that is very, very difficult. What kind of difficulties has SCCOP Humanitarian encountered trying to reach out to the people in need?
The first thing is that SCCOP Humanitarian does not have a strong presence on the ground because we do not have institutions on the ground, and we are trying to have institutions on the ground. But how do we address this thing? SCCOP has tried as much as possible to address this challenge by what? He identified invest for some strong humanitarian agency institution like the Samsoya Center for Human Rights. And therefore, this Samsoya Center for Human Rights, a non-profit organization where SCCOP don't identify, feel I'm saying an independent institution where if it help for address the gap way for instill it present on the ground in terms of humanitarian action and humanitarian support. And therefore, through this Samsoya Center for Human Rights, where SCCOP don't identify them, then feel say if it empower this independent institution as a non-profit institution for carry out humanitarian action, this Samsoya Center don't be able to connect with existing institutions that are doing a marvelous job on the ground, like the Ayuk Foundation. So a lot of our assistants, therefore, or a lot of way Samsoya they do, when we as SCCOP support Samsoya when a independent where we donate for that organization, where we don't already study that organization, notice and say this organization really be for our people, really be for support Amazonians. Anyway, find Ayuk Foundation and we related with Ayuk Foundation. And through Ayuk Foundation, through the officers being taking care, especially the children, because SCCOP has donated to this Samsoya Center as its humanitarian support to a non-profit independent institution to now address issues on the ground with another non-profit institution like the Ayuk Foundation. Besides that, we try for.
Yeah, I want to push you. Yeah. I want to push you.
Go ahead,
SCCOPer Patrick. If other organized institutions that they're on the ground where they feel help in reach out, it'd be okay for them for reach out to SCCOP for assistance. I want to make our viewers where they watch us from ground zero and where some of them they be involved, they already get structures on the ground. I want to make them know whether it be okay for them for reach out to SCCOP for see how they feel partner.
It be them for reach out for SCCOP Humanitarian Action Group, and it be more important for them because SCCOP now will tell them, say, now this institution, if they deal with, if it solve the problem, and SCCOP now tell them, say, work with this institution for actually solve the problem. So SCCOP is support a particular institution, Samsoya Center for Human Rights, and as SCCOP Humanitarian Action, our people they fit contact SCCOP directly, or they contact the head of that Samsoya Center for Human Rights. But it'd be more appropriate for our people to contact SCCOP Humanitarian, because this one now humanitarian action, a humanitarian initiative, not politics, but humanitarian aspects, humanitarian issues.
Thank you very much there. SCCOPer Patrick, again, I want to make you now explain to Amazonians, or especially those the way they be affected by all the difficulties and the problem, then where you don't explain them, where SCCOP Humanitarian be involved in. Who fit benefit from SCCOP Humanitarian assistance? You know, we don't there for a situation for our struggle where it don't be politicized just too much. So some person feel be where it thinks say, take for instance, make some, if some AGC soldier go be wounded somewhere, where somehow AGC maybe not agree with which way SCCOP they do, and because the face SCCOP for rather they give now the money for granite. SCCOP will take care for that soldier who be eligible for SCCOP Humanitarian assistance.
The good thing especially for people on the ground, on ground zero, you know, SCCOP there like that, picking way you put woman belly, and that pikin where they disown your pregnancy. Say no, na bad, no be na me I put that pikin belly, no be na me I do this. But after when pikin don't come out outside, now all my pikin. Now all man is pikin. Now all man is pikin in the sense say you get for support that pikin, and secondly, you get for send that pikin say bring me water me I drink.
Yes.
So Ambazonians, the way they be well to do, they get for support this humanitarian action. And Ambazonians, especially who are wounded soldiers, they get for ask for favor, no matter what group you belong to. Remember, we are all Ambazonians. No matter how people they try for politicize which way it mean, we believe in people their agenda, we believe in people their objective for the group that way they belong. But for the sake of universality and for the sake of humanity, SCCOP humanitarian action stands on humanity and the most vulnerable people. And if you be a wounded soldier, you be the most vulnerable person. So whether you come from AGC, you come from SCYL, you come from Maurice, you come from Ayuk, or you come from whatever group, SCCOP would pick up that soldier, treat that soldier like any other SCCOPer where they on the ground, like any Ambazonian. But the difference now come out from people where they day outside, like AGC member, right? Where they know they for ground zero, like AGC member. If you be AGC member, you know they for ground zero, and AGC you know they offer humanitarian action, and you don't get any independent institution where they carry out humanitarian activity, especially for exile. Remember, even Ayabacho now exile. Because if you tell Ayabacho say go for Ambazonia now, it will be difficult. If so, you need support in time of problem. Maybe agency will get the mechanism for stop any illegitimate arrest of Ayabacho. And if Ayabacho finds it, you see I'm saying the agency get that angle, it's right for register with Samsoya Center for Democracy and Human Rights, when an institution where SCCOP humanitarian action. Therefore, when we get a problem, we not go look and say he be agency. Yes, he be agency member, but he get right belong for another insurance group where that group SCCOP don't form now insurance, now some kind of insurance. And when you do work with a different company and you get problem, insurance will actually say you be working now for this company, so we'll not go cover you. We'll go cover you so long as you meet your things as an insurance person.
SCCOPer, I want to make you explain this one a little bit, because this one concern those of we where they outside you don't talk say this, so SCCOP humanitarian get the mechanism for support those of we will be exiled and for outside here. So where they were SCCOP humanitarian to get some package for we. I want to make you really dissect that package a lot, because we'll get more than 2 million exiled out of Amazonia, and it needs to make them hear this message and know which way it offer and how that one work. I really want to make you broken down plenty.
Okay, the thing when I say humanitarian action, we don't identify some independent, solid institution. Solid in the sense that it's in place, it get management and leadership, and it be 100% for Ambazonians. So this structure now Samsoya Center for Democracy and Human Rights, where SCCOP don't identify as a non-profit organization where it fit support all Ambazonians all over the world. So the one when they on exile, like myself and you and other friends and for Europe, what it be? You need for register under Samsoya Center, apply as an air, and they will give you what they call the exile. When you don't apply, you'll get an exile card. And for instance, if I show you for year, me myself, I get my exile card under this Samsoya Center for Human Rights. I should say you see my exile card.
Yes, I see a card. What did that card mean?
Yeah, that card mean I say when you don't apply as under Samsoya Center for Human Rights, you pay you repay your $10 every month if you did for America. For South Africa, you repay your 10 rand every month if you did for South Africa. For Europe, you repay your euro, 10 euro every month for cover your support for so that we will do a lot of things. This center now get a group of human rights lawyers. This center where the day in place for intervene anytime, anywhere in the world, for address issues, especially illegal arrest, illegal detention, but most importantly, we get what people them plenty where they don't get papers. In those days of when Zimbabwe we get problem, South Africa, it be listening to Zimbabwe because they be get some institution like this institution where SCCOP don't identify. Say it go push for their problem through immigration. So most of our people where they be undocumented, where they feel vulnerable, say one day they go just pick them, deport them, they go be covered because we not go allow somebody to pick them. So once you register, you sign our application form, you contact either SCCOP Humanitarian Action or you contact SAMSOYA Center for Human Rights directly, they go send you application form. When they don't send you that application form, you fill out, you immediately in an online application, it will respond for our database, and the administrative officer with some lady, Mildred, it will immediately send you a response. It will acknowledge your application. You pay your maybe 1 month levy, because for this center you get for the pay $10 every month for be covered, and for South Africa you get for the pay 100 rand every month. For Nigeria you get your fee for the pay. For Belgium you get your fee for the pay. All over the world, for China, but in a very small amount of money, where it be smaller than the problem we will get them. It be like an insurance where it go see in any way, whether it be vulnerable or a lost person. So when you don't submit this application, then it be processed. You don't pay even your first month levy when at $10, or you decide. Some people they decide. Like now, we get already be registered and they carry this card. For instance, we don't intervene for a problem in a SAMSOYA form to the immigration center. No one discuss people them. We don't send a response for any of those people where they get a problem. We will need to bring them out as that independent organization. We immediately contact them, and it did that, and the problem was solved just at a click of time. So when you don't do all these things, you like to pay $10 every month. Some people 10 months, they forget that. Some people they decide to pay 112 months, forget. And we give you that institute to an L card, SAMSOYA Center for Human Rights exile card. And therefore that exile card now, it get security number with database, whether you do for Europe or anywhere. Immediately you get problem, you give your unique security number to the emergency line. They activate action immediately wherever you are in the world, with centers all over the world to deal with these issues.
Thank you.
I don't try to explain.
Yes, you don't broken down very, very well. I should say the 2 million Ambazonian, the way they not be know this information, they be aware of that information now, and make no man no shudong until something happen for you, because for outside here, things that happen every day. Me, I personally know somebody where he don't get involved in the situation, especially for those of we will do America, who know say immigration are a very sensitive issue now for America. So it's fine for always get a cover. And if SCCOP Humanitarian don't identify SAMSOYA, the work with them for help on this kind of case, I think say now some very fine thing where all our people then get for being involved. And the fine thing for that, whether you know belong to SCCOP or you know one belong, you feel still sign up for that center where you talk so Patrick.
You know, say a very good thing, because we don't learn. We learn as the struggle to go ahead. We learn a lot of things, and human security, a good angle. Your psychological strength, it help you for fight for the battlefield seriously. If you fight with wound for your skin, you know wherever fight fine. If you go protest, you fear. Say no, as activists, I not get cover. You know, fit protest. If today we say we go for union building for South Africa, if you be member for this institution, you fight with strength, because you know say any man will be. Then this great institution will humanitarian full length for protect you. By so doing, some of we will fight precision without fight, look backward. Say, hey, my papa, now me one of the breadwinner for my family. If I fall today, not day, I beg me, I need to go me for that one thing. Now no show me for photo. And I will blame that people and say, and we will fight. Where do you give them a security to make the beginning come out? This is the security we have noticed, because in-depth research we did missing for our struggle, because notice I say a lot of our people, you don't actually protest day. We need 1 million people. You talk of more than 2 million people for America. But who will come out will not be secure. So Monday will not get papers. So Monday will even get all the paper now. They fear. Send me, no man will there for support me. For years, and threat in institution will be independent. Say, look, this is a humanitarian, or this is a threat that we are getting that will affect our exile. So we are telling the government in place in that country as an institution that they must look at this thing. And we are that institution where SCOP don't identify, SCOP Humanitarian Action not identify, it be capable for even take a United Nations Refugee Commission for any country where you find yourself, because all of us, what are you doing in America? And you'll be exiled. And being an exile is an indirect appellation for a refugee. So through Humanitarian Commission, we go, that institution will force whether of America or South Africa or UK, say, look, address these issues. A lot of mess don't go around because we didn't have that angle. So no man, now we don't bring a platform where no man may not feel unsafe. You are protected. Fight to the end, because your security, your human security is assured. La Republic nothing make nonsense for any country with this independent institution in place with other supporting institutions supporting them. Take for instance that institution like Samsoya Center for Human Rights, the University of Pretoria, South Africa, the Center for Human Rights, it really support this institution. And at its time, more than 300 master degree law students, they signed a petition because of the action of this independent institution, the Samsoya Center for Human Rights. These law students, they signed a petition for First African Union, for start African Union Human Rights Commission, for start look at the atrocities where the regime they perform on our people. So without this independent institution, our people will not be protected. We cannot hold such institution accountable, because this independent institution is a human rights agency, it's a human rights defender, it's a human rights protector. So we encourage our people all over the world for fund this institution, for form SCOP Humanitarian Action, so that we fit do a lot of work. Already, our people will already be on board, more than 50 Amazonians. And when I talk to more than 50 Amazonians, not only for South Africa, we get about 10 in Europe that are already registered under Samsoya Center for Human Rights. We get about 20 in America that are already registered, and they are receiving their card-carrying member for the Exile Forum. In South Africa, we get more than 20 for South Africa. So we get more 50 people already registered, paying their monthly levy, and they are fully covered. And now they can work with pride, without fear nor favor. They can do their job. They can live their normal life. And they don't only have human security, livelihood security. You feel go where you no fear. You feel do your thing the way you no fear.
Thank you.
It's peace of mind for you to all those things.
Thank you very much, Comrade Patrick. I want really a call on Amazonian them, say this of country people. This one a very, very interesting topic. We know if we get 2 million exiles abroad, and then an opportunity and a security opportunity come on like this one for protect ourselves, will not take advantage of. So I call on diaspora, Amazonians for diaspora, where all of them now exiles / refugees for take advantage of this initiative wherever they belong. As head of humanitarian for SCOP, you don't already preach and for we so well. I get another question for you for ask you, SCCOPer Patrick. We get out there palava money na wahala. everybody the struggle for compete for funds them from Amazonians. Any man the struggle say, okay, we want money. The man they want them they fight palava money. So sometimes they wear this palava for get money for do all the plenty work where SCCOP Humanitarian they do. And so how SCCOP Humanitarian they get the money where they use them for try for take care of refugees, take care of prisoners, and take care of wounded people, still get time for look at our exiled people and for diaspora. So how SCCOP Humanitarian be funded? If we give we small knowledge, because if we don't know whether they get enough money, we fear until way it no go last. The help where they get, and so not only for today, tomorrow it no go come. How SCCOP be funded, and in your opinion, is it sustainable?
The issue as a baby, where now that kind baby is start walk without creeping. And the circumstances, the first SCCOP for start run without even creeping. Immediately start walk, you see start run. You understand? That's achievement. They actually tell you say, now that thing way, you start run, where you know you even walk for the creep. Because of waiting. Because we see and say this was an emergency, an anger. So with SCCOP Humanitarian Action, we get a platform, a mechanism in place. Like take for instance, the day in place. Like take for instance, this is it get a head office for South Africa. It get its building and everything. It gets staffed the way that they manage everything in terms of emergency and everything. You get a legal team will already be in place without waiting for many Amazonians to come on board, because we believe in setting up a solid foundation, because with a solid foundation, then there will be sustainability. So because of the solid foundation and because of the nice work we do, where it means say, not only Amazonians, they go look this initiative, say be good. Even philanthropists, they check all out. Many people where they believe in humanity. Now remember, I say apartheid fall not because of politics, but because of the beings and people they see the humanitarian angle. So SCCOP as the humanitarian action with post membership registration. A lot of people when they register, they pay their levy, their membership levy for SCCOP. They don't through this small money where they pay as membership levy for SCCOP, of which Comrade Silas, you already know, SCCOPer Silas, you know more about this. The founding members for SCCOP, they believe say, will not only get for form SCCOP. To be a leader, it means say you must walk the talk. You know walk the talk and say you must go out, go collect. You must also talk out something, humanitarian initiative. So calling leaders, not of the grassroots where they push, but they be also philanthropists. So by so doing this small thing where SCCOP members put them up now for channel them to humanitarian action and even diplomacy. So from the little way we get them, we feel we be able to do a lot of these things. So small donation for registration, and of course, this institution they be independent, where it means say they feel go outside, because we feel say the fundraising market for inside it is saturated. Say you get for look for external donors, and these external donors, they're not going to tell you how they need for see action, they need for sitting know what to do, and therefore hearing that SCCOP don't donate through an independent institution like Samsoya Center to Aya Foundation for take care of displaced people, like most important family, it be very important. Humanitarian action is upkeep their thing. So it help not to talk of Comrade die for Nigeria, where now on the 2nd of June, where would they launch SCCOP? But on that same day, within 1 week, SCCOP sent money more than 100 and something thousand naira to Comrade Akuma's family. That is about 5,000 rand in South African money for support the woman and the pikin. And that itself na a humanitarian milestone where they tell our people, say, if we support this humanitarian initiative, where we get solid structures, solid leadership, solid accountability, and monitoring and evaluation mechanism, where people they will be able to get the right support. Now we say, and they give this one for this man, he failed. Because of waiting, because we not get independent institution. So we have discovered the independent angle, say, if they give you, we're not giving you as a government. We are not giving you as SCCOP. We're giving you to a humanitarian action independent group to deal with this problem because they know it, they know how to deal with human issues. So that is why we ask our people and say, wait, if a lot of people they register on SCCOP, or if a lot of people they register for this humanitarian action, they go support the action. But besides that humanitarian action, it will recommend external stakeholders to independent groups, independent institutions like Samsoya Center for Human Rights. So that Samsoya Center for Human Rights, it will show you report card for those independent institutions. Say, and I think this will don't be able to do with small money. This will not help refugees and for Nigeria. What people that they staff, they die of kwashiorkor, women that miscarriage. We need female reproductive support through organization, and therefore those organizations they will see and say, yes, this independent institution really it do work not only for internally displaced people that have been affected by the war in Amazonia, but also those on exile in Nigeria and out of Nigeria. So now those external stakeholders they go fit donate for we. So we need to only depend on Amazonians. We depend on for recommend humanitarian institution where they be well known, they be well managed, they don't show a track record of taking care of our people. For external donors, say now organization this way, if you do it way you want to do for you. Because remember, say America no can act for humanitarian activity without asking the people them say now who or which organization who in a place I feel recommend for support when a people where they die, when people where they die for bushes. Then you go talk say no. For SCCOP humanitarian action, we'll get this institution where they call them say Samsoya Center for Human Rights, put money for day as an external holder, as an American, as a British, as a South African citizen, as a church leader, as any institution, as a company, because remember, say companies, they get what is called corporate social responsibility. And in economic sense, corporate social responsibility means say good corporates, they need to give back to communities that are suffering, that are vulnerable. So we will identify these corporates to SCCOP Action Group research and therefore link these corporates to independent groups like Samsoya Center for Human Rights that are non-profit that you can help our people through this corporate, and those corporates now will help our people to deal with the problem. So in a nutshell, we need to only rely on our people, we rely on philanthropists all over the world, irrespective of their nationality. But it is about corporate social responsibility. It's about humanity. So by so doing, it will solve the donor fatigue where we already get among Amazonia for fish now for one pot. SCCOP came with a different angle. That humanitarian angle is spectacular.
Thank you very much, SCCOPer Patrick. I think your explanation is too sweet to say, even though some of these things them I know already, but I just want to sit back and then listen for you talk. So I hope say now the same enjoyment where people out there them too they listen. So again, this one has very fine story where you find say make would bring them very often make what people them they follow. And if you watch this program on SCCOP portfolio, and then you see and hear all this good talk them, you need to share them with people the way they need for hear with other Ambazonians and even friends of Ambazonians. That means say you need the help already, you be selfish. So with the back when I want to watch this program, so make when I know get something as good as which way SCCOP Humanitarian it do them. And then when I keep answering ourselves, make when I expose them out there so that make it benefit plenty other people. You therefore you get your friends the way they tell you say, oh, Massa Ade Russia, I no get papier. Massa Ade Scandinavia, I hide na hide. Those people them help that person pay for wherever it belong, whether he contact SCCOP, Humanitarian, then you will know which way how that person will be protected. You when you did for some country, if you help that person at the moment, even pay for the person, like how we SCCOPer Patrick talk, people they pay for their 1 year membership. Yes, go ahead.
It's very true because, like for now, following the record, where the administrative director for that institution show we, it shows even scopers or non-scopers where they did Nigeria, where they don't already follow up about this scope humanitarian action, they don't already be registered, and they be registered. Their money for registration will be paid now by them from Nigeria. It will be paid by some out of for inside Europe specific.
Yes.
They don't sit more at the Duam. That for they therefore be refugee camp under United Nations Refugee Commission. So and now at the same when you get the form, I will pay for you pay like that for so many. So which way they actually talk, I think will be seriously in record. And secondly, the way get for understand and say for contribute for something, it don't mean say you must move money for your own pocket. By going outside, if you buy the initiative, support that initiative in one way or, and therefore your best business partner person, maybe the person way or the best initiative, you move your own money for pocket. Now, person way move for America, say you need to do some social Amazonian. Where did they suffer? Where did they about the book? So the only way if you do humanitarian day, it gets some independent institution where they feel you for give humanitarian intervention, give humanitarian. That company will have to say, besides who produce you, and if that institution it donate independent institution of Amazonians, where no matter where they find themselves, especially in our and women that are pregnant in the bushes. That itself is so far the $20, the $10 where you be effective for paying $10 for register. If you find say the moral piece of action, because it be within it be around and to care. Now, a two-way process. It's a relational care. You care for our people who are on the ground, and you care for you. And the only thing you can do is humanitarian. A very good thing. So make our philanthropists, make top Amazonian where they work within top companies that independent humanitarian action, our people anywhere that they find one, so that we're not going to rely on this for small money, but only with ambassadors. There's a lot of donor politics. Let's go out there and other institutions. Like take for instance, this independent institution, I tell you so, it get connection with Denny Howley's Peace Institute. This Peace Institute is an organization way for support vulnerable people. And this SCCOP Humanitarian recommend this independent institution, the Samsoya Center for Human Rights, for engage with Dennis Howley Peace Institute. They came into a partnership agreement. And from that twin, this Dennis Howley Institution, it did write a big report for New York Times newspapers talking about humanitarian catastrophe that is in southern Cameroon. That is helping our people. You know, they only talk about that. It'll be a defender for humanity because the church is about humanity, it's about people. So it also have Amazonians, this independent institute. Now, time to scope humanitarian action where you realize like-minded institutions where they be independent, they be non-for-profit, and say, okay, now don't be an established institution. This is our fresh institution, like the Samsoya Center for Human Rights, that is doing a great job. I feel well with this group, and they jump into it. Dennis Howley Peace Institute was so fascinated with what this independent, recommended SCOPE Humanitarian Action is doing, and therefore they decided to come on board to help. So we'll be young, we'll be new as Humanitarian Action, following our 100 days of existence as SCOPE is awesome. But now we know the people who believe in short-term wins, people where they celebrate winning, where they never even reach for the end of the project. Our way is too far. So now what happens? We need to keep on working, improving, managing well.
Comrade Patrick, you actually drive into my next question, where because we don't day online for a while, so it's like you read my mind. My next question be my next question be actually be for ask you for ask exactly. So my next question will be actually be for ask you, say as the head for SCOPE Humanitarian, how satisfied you be with the work where SCOPE don't do humanitarian as a concerned humanitarian up to this, given the assessment of the 100 days, and waiting SCOPE Humanitarian hope for do for the future, which kind of ladder, which kind of direction they want to go, and how big they want to become, and what they intend for do for our people and the struggle.
Okay, like take for instance, SCOPE Humanitarian, the first year SCOPE Humanitarian get an office, a head office for South Africa. Some organizations that don't exist for so many years, whether frontline movement or any other movement or institution, they know that an office space where you go find them, see them, oh, ambassador one just passed, he said, my house is my camp for cover. You know, so that is an enormous achievement in SCOPE Humanitarian Action. Forget a head office in Johannesburg, South Africa. And besides that, SCOPE Humanitarian Action don't really get a leadership structure, don't build working committees, cells, and where they be coordinated. There is a human security aspect of it, and of course, there is a business and professional aspect of it. Those are our researchers, development experts. Humanitarian don't dwell so much on the human security aspect, where we talk about taking care of our refugees, internally displaced, but now we are go for another component of SCOPE Humanitarian Action, or a subcommittee for SCOPE Humanitarian Action, and that's SCOPE Humanitarian Action now business and professional forum. And this business and professional forum, it is together where they don't get time for the move around, they do activism for outside, or they write one protest or someone. But these people, they want to get a business model for develop a kind of strategy where it will support our struggle. And in that dimension, SCOPE Humanitarian Action, you don't just form a group of people when are business gurus, where they know what to do for support the struggle, and for come out like small, some sort of small Njangi house or financial assistance with some Amazonian. If it maybe it don't be stranded, you know, this struggle is so all in terms of human energy and movement and mobility and a lot of that. Besides people they know they for struggle, Amazonian the way they register for SCOPE, they feel see this SCOPE humanitarian angle way now business and professional. Say now good initiative way I feel bank for these people. I feel support some kind of project the way they do housing or wait for developing them for our people. Our people will need shelter. Our people will need houses. Our people will need a lot of things that need cover. How you feed them? Now business people they feed sponsor for build small house for people them for forest. So and now business people they feed give you the opportunity through their business model and their financial acumen to say, okay, I need $10 as Amazonian. I be stranded. Me, I can't take this $10. Go open business where I will generate more profit struggle, then even borrow for another Amazonian for also develop yourself. We'll get refugees for Nigeria. You know, people will not be refugees for but they not be well to do. Of course, this humanitarian angle through the business forum, if for no interest, some set up small businesses, start a startup package. Now the business forum, the business angle, it will help for do this thing. The professional one, it going to do statistics, archiving, and those things. So for this achievement, we don't try to bring up this angle. We don't bring up humanitarian cluster, human security cluster for under scope humanitarian action. We don't succeed to do that. Besides that, we don't succeed for
Yes,
comrade.
Yeah, I hear you, SCCOPer Patrick. I know say we don't talk for a while, and there is still plenty for talk. We know say we talk from now till tomorrow, but wait till we don't talk so far. Now, but tell our people how well a SCCOP be function and how organized SCCOP be, especially at the humanitarian angle, and we invite them for also know more. So I want to make you give me some last words, and anything with me and about ask you where you want to talk. Take the next 3 minutes for see how you feel to come inside.
Okay. The thing I get for what I'm saying, don't talk about humanitarian action successes within the first 100 days. That's enough. Here, for instance, we need membership card where we pay a person for print for people who were exiled. We need our own machine for the printer. We need for America, offices and for Nigeria and Amazonia, where they will give immediate support, so we will facilitate our people for doing a lot of things. We need for all of our, we know of Amazonian buying this initiative, and so far our achievement, it don't show say now enough thing where Amazonians they need for buyer, because if an external person, if like the Dennis Howley Peace Institute, University of South Africa Human Rights Center, if it easily buy this brilliant initiative, it means say we Amazonians who will there for house will get for buy this initiative easily. So how you get for do? Register with SCCOP, fall under SCCOP humanitarian action, and therefore, or you start donate some money, but not only donate, and then see how you fit contribute your ideas, your competence, see how you fit go outside, be like a mouthpiece for SCCOP humanitarian action, and not only SCCOP humanitarian action, but all of SCCOP. But when I bear in mind, say, SCCOP, even though it do well, it get a structure, leadership structure where it ensures, say, accountability to be, it ensures, say, that good governance. Good governance, per se, what people they get right for communicate objectively, when man no caution. What people they get right for question authority. What people they get right for get a mechanism where it get a flow where people them from the grassroots level they claim ownership of the struggle. And for claim ownership, it means say you get forget that humanitarian soundness, and you will forget that political soundness, and of course when you get that groundness, you will obviously get this human security where we included, where we will fight. For move our struggle ahead, and therefore use this opportunity to say, SCCOP don't prove, but SCCOP never proved enough. We just go prove more and more, because we not be lizard where you go fall down, it's time you had for chest. More people they support we for do more for sustainability reasons. Thank you, Amazonian. Thank you, viewers all over the world. And we are very proud of your support. SCCOP is hope. So help us to build the hope. Thank you, Comrade Silas.
Thank you very much, SCCOPer Patrick. You don't really explain this thing for some way it suit me very much, and I sure say what people they enjoy it in the same way too. So I really want to thank everybody where he joined we for SCCOP Portfolio today. When I want to watch it for Facebook, and when I don't enjoy this program, I know say when I go share them, because the message it be so interesting. So make una sensitize the rest of the people the way they never get the message, so that make a SCCOP continue for build a stronger bond with every Amazonian, because we've been a grassroots movement.
Yeah, yes. Before you go, you know, say you know how they greet as SCCOP now. SCCOP is greeting.
Ubuntu.
You see,
yes.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
So,
Ubuntu.
Yeah. Nababa. Yeah.
Exactly.
Togetherness.
All right. So thank you very much for watching, and another edition for SCCOP Portfolio. It will definitely come on, and we invite you to stay tuned to this platform. We're going to get more information and a lot of things the way if you make way for this struggle better. Our scope portfolio now the restoration lamp where it shine on every way, every dark corner for this struggle, so that we find our way and get our restoration quick. So thank you again for watching, and make una stay on our platform. More programs then going to come on scope now, a whole package, and we're going to unveil them on this platform for scope portfolio. So thank you again for watching, and thank you SCCOPer Patrick, head of SCCOP Humanitarian, for this big message and this fine talk where you don't can tell Ambazonians them. So thank you enjoy the rest of the day. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.